Welcome to episode 83 of 5 Minutes of X, where 5 is flexible and the mutants keep multiplying. I'm reading every mutant comic Marvel ever made, month by month. This week, it's all about Wanda and Pietro getting back to our previous normal. So 2 mutant books dropped on February 17th, 1970. We get the second part of our story about how Wanda and Pietro return to the Avengers team in Avengers number 76. John Buscema is in on the pencils for that one, and Roy Thomas is writing again. This is a great duo. I really like this team. Then the Avengers make an appearance in The Incredible Hulk, number 128. Roy Thomas wrote this issue as well, and we get a new to this channel artist, Herb Trimpe. We'll see him a handful of times here and there. Herb is known as the Hulk guy in this era. He will draw a lot of Western style comics, as well as some Cap and some X-Men here and there. But mainly this dude is Hulk. He is like the main Hulk artist in the 60s and 70s. I'm also putting the Hulk book second in this reading order here, even though it's not specifically stated in either book which comes first or second, but timeline wise it clearly takes place a little after Avengers number 76. Let's get into it. All right, so we splash into the Avengers trying to save Wanda and some of Earth's top scientists from their kidnapper, Arkon. When we last left off, he had pulled them into his dimension to marry the depowered Scarlet Witch and force the scientists to destroy Earth to save his planet. Cap and Black Panther are twisting knobs and prepping for a transportation to the other dimension there when Pietro and Vision just sort of watch from the sidelines. The test fails, unfortunately, and Pietro accuses the Avengers of being lamers before storming off. He angrily enters the training room, but he sees the Goliath is already in there and leaves. But this gives us the opportunity to witness Black Widow breaking up with him. She won't say why, though it's probably because he's 10 feet tall. He melodramatically makes her say that he won't accept the breakup unless she admits she never loved him. So weird. Then she does this, and this... Oh, God, this is just bad writing. All right, so, but he's upset, and she's hanging a tear, so you know it's gonna last. All right, so we cut to the other dimension where Arkon and Wanda are riding into town on a saddleless lizard horse. He's being sexist, and she is putting up with it. Well, for the most part, anyway. She doesn't want to marry him, but is being awfully polite about it. It's just 1970 style writing, I guess. When the two get to his castle, he drops her off at the concubine daycare center and then passes by Toad on his way to talk to these scientists. Of all the Marvel mutants so far, I feel for Toad the most at this point. The guy he's kind of dumb and rather sycophantic, but Magneto treated him like absolute crap all the time. Wanda and Pietro clearly are just putting up with him during their time in exile, and now Arkon just has this guy chained up to the wall with some hay on the floor. Toad tells Arkon as he walks by that he would worship him, and Arkon isn't interested in spineless whimperings. It's so sad. It's so sad. I'm laughing, but it's sad. So the scientists won't help Arkon with the nukes. So he sucks their melons to get the tech he needs, and an atom comes out. All Arkon must do is throw this big ol' atom at Earth, and it will be destroyed. But they'll have light for untold ages. This is clearly a stupid long-term plan, but I don't think the Marvel Bullpen really cared to come up with anything better at the time. All right, so then there is this scene where Arkon shows Wanda a weed growing out of a wall and tells her some BS story about it being the flower of life, and she who picks it will be betrothed, yada, 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 blah. It's gross. Okay, so thankfully the scene is interrupted when the Avengers plus Thor and Iron Man assemble. All that knob twisting there that they were doing back at the lab didn't get them there, but Thor's hammer was able to suck all these dudes into this dimension dimension, Arkon's dimension. We fight in Arkon's dimension. Then Arkon pulls himself and Wanda into our dimension, and we all come back here and we fight on the Empire State Building this time. The fight ends when the old bearded man advising Arkon pops in to the panel like the sun baby from the Teletubbies. He's there to tell him that Iron Man made a doohickey that will bring their life-giving rings back, and that Thor hit it with a lightning bolt, and that their dimension is fine. Arkon then tells Wanda that crossing the dimensional barrier has no doubt brought back her powers. Oh God, it's so bad. Okay, so this makes zero sense, and it's just awful. So we end the issue with her staring at the weed she picked longingly, like Stockholm Syndrome much. God. And where is Toad? All right. The Incredible Hulk issue 128 is weird, to say the least, but at least the plot is straightforward enough. We last saw Hulk when he showed up in the X-Peeps, where Banner's lab, where they could cure Professor X or whatever. I haven't read the intervening issues until now, but an arc about him fighting the Mole Man has ended, and the Hulk is deep underground trying to find his way out. The issue here is that if he keeps punching his way through the Earth's crust like he is, he's liable to hit the San Andreas Fault and destroy San Francisco. That's kind of a fun plot point. General Ross, the main U.S. military villain guy of the Hulk, he calls for the Avengers to help and is disappointed when Goliath, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Vision, and Black Panther, when they all show up. He kind of implies that they're like the B-list Avengers, which is just awesome. I just love that so much. They have a whole sciencey machine thing that's supposed to help the Hulk to the surface, but in the end, Vision just sinks down through the ground to Hulk and kind of helps guide the Green Giant to the surface. A rather unnecessary fight happens on the surface with more sciencey machines to capture the Hulk brought by the military. In this era, basically the Hulk just leapt from story to story, interacting with things and people seemingly at random. There isn't really a lot of depth here. We do get one shot of Wanda trying to use her hex power. She's struggling for sure. Crossing the barrier clearly wasn't the quick and easy solution to her failing powers after all. The Hulk smashes some military equipment and leaps away. The Avengers are claiming a loss, but Hulk is above ground and not threatening any fault lines, so whatever. The issue ends with Hulk actually losing much of his power from the military machines, and he falls to the ground in human Banner form to end out the issue. As the helicopter looking for him flies by, Ross is heard saying that the Hulk is now many miles from here. It's kind of actually a sad ending here for the old Purple Pants. All right, these issues suck. Well, I mean, the Avengers issue sucks. There's no getting around that. Wanda is a better character than to be Arkon's wallflower. Arkon himself is a moron and not really a good villain. Toad is unaccounted for, chained to a wall in another dimension, and Wanda gets her powers back in the lamest, just get over it way possible. It's just lazy. This sucks. And the Hulk issue is fine, I guess, standard for early 1970s Hulk stuff, so I'll cut it some slack here. In either case, these are both books you can probably pass on. You've earned your X Gene for the day. More at Jordy.com. New episodes Wednesdays at noon, Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. 2 bad books, 1 long ass episode. The bread and butter of 5 minutes of X. Woo!